games. Liverpool have won more games than Chelsea, which I'm going to show you right now in just a few minutes. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm really curious to see how this game comes on to play, because we are looking at a lot of things that are going to be happening, a lot of possibilities of seeing this game coming to an end. A lot of people have their own views and how they think this game will end. Let's show you. Let me show you something that is on the top there. So Liverpool versus Chelsea, they've won 81 games and drawn 41 games and lost 64 games in their history as a football club. So that's just big. So of course you can tell that the bigger team here in this case is what is Liverpool, which we are curious to see what is going to happen from this, because it's gonna be a lot. It's not gonna be as easy as people think it's gonna be. It's gonna be challenging. That's what I feel. At the same time, that other people cannot even tell in this game. There was a weird stat that I had today that it's the first time for Liverpool since 2018 they're playing with the team that is above them in the Premier League in the Premier League since 2018. Remember, right now because of goals, Chelsea are leading Liverpool. If Liverpool hadn't allowed, like, how many goals did we allowed against Leeds? 3 goals to go against Leeds, we will be on top, but we didn't do that. So Chelsea at the moment, Arsenal on top of us, followed by other teams. Then Chelsea is also on top. So it will be the first time since 2018 Liverpool are playing with a team that is on top of them in terms of goals, or in terms of the Premier League goals, which is just crazy to think about. If you're a Liverpool fan, that should give you a smile to your face. You should be smiling to see what happens here. Oh, let me see. I want to say something here. Okay. This is not really. So it's really interesting. So Liverpool against Chelsea played 50, yeah, since the Premier League started, like what I was telling you in the stats. That's in the Liverpool against Chelsea here. They played 56 games. They won 22 of them. They drew 14 of them, and they lost 20 of them. We picked up 71 points and they picked up 69. So it's one of the most closest games if we ever talk about in the history of football. You can even look at even Manchester City. We have beaten them more than what they've beaten us. Let me look at United. We've beaten them 15 times. With United, it's actually another story. They've won more than we have against them. So that's another story for another day when maybe we are playing the game. So that's the game we are dealing with, guys. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. A team that has beaten Liverpool 22 times, at the same time, they have lost. What is the word I may use? They have lost against Liverpool. No, the team that they have beaten us 20 times and they have lost 22 times against us, and we have drawn 14 games since the Premier League era, since the Premier League started. Like, I think that time it was called, I don't know, Barclays or what Premier League. I'm not really sure about that, but that's just the stats that we have, guys. It's just crazy and it's above this world. So now let me hear your thoughts, your comments. How do you see this game going, and which team do you think is going to win? I feel like Liverpool will win, not because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I feel like we as Liverpool have more to offer to this game than Chelsea has. So we will see. That's one thing I like. We are only left with how many days? Today's Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are only left with about 3 days for this game to actually start. So a lot of people will be looking at this game, waiting to see what really happens, because a lot of people have their eyes upon this game, hoping to see something that can actually change or whatever that can actually happen. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to actually glaze like our eyes on, because Liverpool fans, they'll be thinking at the back of their mind the game that we had against Leeds. At the same time, Chelsea, after the game that they played about against, was it Brighton, which they won 3-1, it will be a boost for them. But at the same time, let's talk about the Chelsea keeper. Like I was saying, since the time when he had a problem with the manager, where he refused to come out of the game when the manager wanted to substitute him because he picked up an injury or a knock, It has not been easy, if I have to say. It is not, and it's still not easy because it is going to affect him a lot. Because now, guess what? What is happening here with Kepa? His team is expecting him to fail. You hear me? His team is expecting him to fail. Not like expecting. They fear that every time whenever they're playing, there might be some mistakes from him, which might lead to the goals to be goals to be scored. You understand what I mean? At the same time, fans of Chelsea have now totally lost hope over their keeper. So it is really hard for a keeper to at least concentrate, in my view, to at least concentrate and actually do something that can actually transform something. It becomes terribly hard if you have no any support, even from the people you are playing with, even from the what's the word? What is the word? Even from the people who are paying you money. Remember, let me remind you something that people are forgetting here. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Chelsea is coming out as the team with the most expensive keeper in the world of football. Liverpool is coming up as the team with the most second expensive goalkeeper in the world, followed by the second most expensive defender in the world in Virgil van Dijk. Remember, all that changed when Chelsea signed Kepa at the same time when Manchester United signed Maguire. So it's gonna be really, 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 really hard for the team to for the team like Chelsea to actually focus and actually challenge for whatever they want to do. At the same time, it's not gonna be easy as well for Liverpool because they are the team that everyone wants to beat after the champion what they did last season. They challenged and they insulted the whole Premier League. So it's not gonna be easy, guys. I tell you, as much as I want this to be easy, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a game. And if you remember the last game we played at Anfield, where Liverpool won 5 goals to 3 against Chelsea, there was a bit of a rivalry that started between Lampard and Jurgen Klopp. Most Klopp doesn't call it a rivalry, but I'm sure that there is something that might be said to those. The world, the media are selling their papers using that game, so it's not gonna be easy. And if, as much as I want this, I feel like for a Liverpool point of view, it was gonna be an interesting game if we had played the game with Thiago Alcantara in the game. That's what I feel. If we had played the game with Thiago Alcantara in the team, I think we will be somewhere to talk about this game. But that, of course, cannot be possible. But we will just have to enjoy the game. So tell me, okay, at the same time, let's talk about now. I did talk about Liverpool, right? Telling you how bad they are in their defense, which they need to sort it out against Chelsea so that they stop doing the little silly mistakes that are leading to goals. At the same time, I feel like after watching the game against of Chelsea, even though we know some of the players had picked up some knocks and injuries, I felt or I so noticed something in the game against Chelsea where I felt like there were some silly mistakes that were happening in the game. No, not mistakes. There were some players that were off form. Example, Kante. Who was the other one? Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, and Kai. For instance, the new signing of Chelsea, the most expensive player, is he not like the most paid player in the Premier League? If I'm not sure, or he's second to Aubameyang, I'm not really sure. Please confirm with me. But those are all the stats that are holding and that are on top of this game. It's not gonna be a walkover for either club. I don't think so, and I believe that it's gonna be a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy to watch because it's gonna give us the excitement we wanted to see in the football. Because it's interesting how Liverpool's timetable was set this time. Because after Chelsea, we are moving to Arsenal. Arsenal, we played with them a week ago in the what do you call this, the Community Shield. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, but at the same time I think this is the challenge that Liverpool really need at the moment to actually sort themselves out in terms of the players that they're bringing in the club, because now the Leeds game forced them to buy Thiago Thiago Alcantara, who's already a Liverpool player and is already setting his stuff so that he moves to Liverpool and he'll be announced to the media tomorrow as the new Liverpool player. I'm going to show you that, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. At the same time, looking at Chelsea. Oh, I'm talking about Chelsea now. Looking at Chelsea, they have a lot of players. Some, of course, are out with the injuries, but I think for them to win this game, they might need a Pulisic fully fit back in the game. We did see what he did in the game against Liverpool. He really did challenge by scoring two. Was it 2 goals? I think he scored 1 goal and 1 assist. So that's how it's gonna be. I can't wait. It's gonna be a mouth-watering game, and if things goes well this side, guys, I think it's gonna be a live streamed game. I'm not really sure at the moment, but I'll let you know. But I wanna hear your excitement. I wanna hear what you think. I won't tell you the goals that I feel like they're gonna be scored in this game, because tomorrow I'm doing a build-up show. Or is that the build-up show? I'll be releasing my goals, which are gonna be scored. Is it my goals as such? I don't know. I'm just saying things here. I'll be releasing how much I believe this game will end, how much both either clubs will score. At the same time, what's next for whatever that's going to happen. Because I'm telling you, if Kepa is the keeper from Chelsea, with the way he's been challenged psychologically, I feel like it's gonna be an interesting game. But at the same time, if Liverpool, I think maybe Matip will be playing. That's what I think. I think they're gonna change Gomez for Matip, because I think they need to change there. But if it happens by any God's grace, which I don't see happening in this, that Jurgen Klopp gave at least 10 or 20 minutes for the newly bought player Thiago Alcantara to just show Chelsea what will happen when they come to Anfield. I think that will just be the best of the best thing that will actually happen in the world of football. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, guys. I'm really excited about this. Tell me your excitement. You let me know in your comments, but I'll go back to them and actually talk about them, guys. But before I go, I need to show you, there was a comment that I got from Mr. Elliot against between, like, when we were talking about the signing of Gareth Bale and the Reguilon here to Tottenham. He said he was really excited and he cannot wait to see what both players will offer to the club and how that is going to transform the club. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But in terms of Liverpool, okay, I'm going to try to guess the starting lineup of Liverpool. I'm seeing Liverpool, Alisson, of course, it goes. Number 2, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who had a terrible game against Leeds, which I hope he actually changes. Number 4, is it number 4 or 5? Yeah, number 4, it will be Matip. Number 5, it will be Virgil van Dijk. Number 3, it will be Andy Robertson. Midfielder, it will be Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Anderson, and Fabinho. Then front 3 will be Mohamed Salah, Mane, and Firmino. But I see maybe some people will be changed as we go on with the game to try to improve if we are being losing or if we either we're winning. We have to see. And then I'm wondering, I want to see the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes of Liverpool, because most of our goals since we started conceding a lot have been scored in those first times. It's like we lose focus, then we try to get it back, which happened in the pre-season, which I'm hoping that doesn't happen again in this game, because it's going to be one of the most amazing games that a lot of people are going to be watching, and we are expected and we are hoping that it's a fully win, no discussion type of a match. We have to wait and see what happens, but I hope you are excited and I hope you will learn a lot in this game, guys, because I feel like if Liverpool wins this game with the current squad they have, they are just sending a message to the whole Premier League that if you think that they're out, they're 100% there to stay. At the same time, with the signing of Thiago, they're actually on top of everything just to go get what is theirs. And at the same time, if the Chelsea does win this game, they are actually saying that no, wait a minute, we spend a lot of money in this transfer window, we've bought what we thought was suitable for our club, and we want to come heavily for this Premier League title, and if you think it's a rival between Liverpool and Manchester City, well, you are wrong, because they have something that they're gonna offer. At the same time, that also like include Kepa's mindset in terms of him keeping a clean sheet, or actually holding balls for a change, because the goal that was scored against him against Brighton, it was hard to watch if you are just a fan who's watching from this. But from Chelsea's point of view, as much as they are hurt, they were happy because they felt like it was exposing the goalkeeper, so that people can actually change him for a change, which I don't, which might be happening so soon. We'll wait and see. But I thought maybe the legendary Schmeichel, Peter Cech, who's a Chelsea, was going to play a bigger role to try to mold this youngster to actually do something under Frank Lampard. But it seems like that is not really happening. I think Kepa was really affected. So we better hope and see. Because if you guys are going to go with the mentality of Kepa failing and all your eyes are on him, of course it's going to fail. With the way you have put your eyes and your heart and your minds and your everything on his case, on his situation, you are not making the situation better. You are actually literally making the situation worse, which is always hard for any keeper in the Premier League, which I hope that something can actually change, but I don't see that happening. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, guys. It's going to be interesting because it's going to be one of the best and the funniest games we got, not funniest as fact, one of the best and the proper game that we can ever have in the Premier League. But I hope you are excited and I hope you enjoyed this game. So this has been the Football Connect. I've been your host. I did these videos in the two tabs, so you can check the first one and you move on to the second one. We wait and see what happens. I want to hear your comments and your thoughts. Who's winning between Chelsea versus Liverpool? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll give you my thoughts tomorrow when I'll be doing the teams that are winning next the second week of Premier League, which we are happily saying that we'll be joined by two of other biggest heavyweight clubs in the world of football, Manchester United and Manchester City. The Manchester clubs were not there, but we can't wait to see. So expect that is coming. I think the best way I can do is actually set it right now as a repetition to that, so that people can expect that. But in all, I hope you will be excited with the game that is coming. It's Chelsea versus Liverpool, the biggest game of the next week. Also, there's another biggest game. Which game is being played? Oh, Manchester City versus Wolves. If you remember, Wolves has been the kryptonite to Manchester City. We want to see what they do, especially with their new signings of Nathan Aki and the Reguilon. We wait to see what happens. But thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you were excited. Please keep leaving your comments down below on how you see this game ending, and tell us where you are seeing these teams going from this. Timo Werner, will he score, or will Liverpool not allow him to do anything in the game? Virgil van Dijk, all the eyes are on you, man. There were some small mistakes that happened in the game that I'm hoping that they change. But even though we got the 3 points in one of the worst games, and we hope that we can do that again against Chelsea. So I hope you'll be excited, guys. We'll see what happens. This has been Sam, and this has been you. This has been the Football Connect. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope to see you soon. This is Sam signing out.